Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League replay. Happy Tuesday. Happy lunchtime for those of you on your lunch break. Thought I'd get a game in on Strat-O-Matic. We are at the May 9th, still on the May 9th date. We got a couple more games left for May the 9th. It's game number 196 of the entire season so far. And it's Oakland at Detroit. A couple of Erics going at it. Eric Plunk for the A's and Eric King for the Tigers. Pretty good matchup record-wise. Oakland's 18-11. Detroit is 14-13, but they've been red hot. They were way down. Now they've won quite a few in a row, and they're starting to get some of their players back and starting to play well. Tiger Stadium, very home run friendly for hitters, not single friendly, but home run friendly. Singles 1-2 for lefties and 1-1 for righties, and home runs 1-14 lefties and 1-11 righties. So the home runs could be flying out of Tiger Stadium with the right ballpark rolls. Eric King is your starting pitcher. Started the season in relief, but has now gone into the starting rotation. He's got a fatigue of 5, so 5 innings will his. In the 5th inning, we'll start checking his fatigue. On the replay, he is 2-2, and his ERA is 2.81, so very good. He's actually 2-2 with 2 saves. He got 2 saves while in relief. It was actually their closer at one point in the season because they just didn't have a whole lot of guys in the bullpen. So he's 2-2, 2 saves, a 2.81 earned run average, 26 innings pitched, 20 hits, 5 walks, and 17 strikeouts. And also does a good job holding runners on. And Mike Heath's a -2 for a total of -3. Some of the Oakland A Rabbits at check. Conversely, Eric is not very good. He's a +3 at holding runners, and then Tettleton's a +1 or a +4. So Detroit base runners might have some success. We shall see. Hello, Kenyon. Thank you, Kenyon. Like I said, I don't want to jinx it because if you're familiar with how these things work, people subscribe and unsubscribe all the time. So I could well have 2 people unsubscribe in the next day, and it'll be below that threshold. So I don't really want to embrace that too much until I get a little cushion on it. But still, a very kind gesture by all you folks out there that feel that this content is worthy enough for that. I think I'm telling the truth on this. I think I'm the only person that I can think of that's had this kind of subscriber count that doesn't do anything but play games. I mean, I don't do chats. I don't do podcasts. I don't advertise on any social media platform. That's all I do. I don't have any interviews. I have one interview one time. That was it. Pretty much 99.5% is what you're seeing right here. And it's just baseball. I'm not playing 3 or 4 different sports. It's just one thing. I mean, several games, several different, games of baseball, different engines, but basically just this and just cards and dice. So to be that focused in what I'm doing and to get this kind of response is, frankly, it's something I never thought of, that this would happen in this kind of a genre, because I know it doesn't get a lot of, you're not going to get 10,000 views on any video. Get 150 views on a video. That's tremendous. So thank you, Ken, for those kind words. And like I said, I don't take it for granted. I'm going to try to keep doing what I'm doing because it's what I enjoy. It's what I love. If I try to do some of these other things, I would be out of my element, and it would show for sure. So anyway, enough about that. Enough about me. It's time to get to the reason people tune in, and that's to watch the game, not to hear me yak. So Louis Polonia will lead things off. He is hitting 300 even in just 40 at bats for the A's. 1 homer and 2 runs batted in. And we're underway from Detroit. 4-8. King is going to be a leadoff walk to Polonia. And normally Polonia would be fine. But again, that -3 might deter some of his efforts. But really, though, a 19, that's pretty high. I think they're still going to try to get the lead here. He's not going to be deterred totally by that. Needs a 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead. Does not get it, so it doesn't matter anyway. All right, that brings up Mike Davis. Davis on the relay hitting 311. 7 homers and 19 driven in. Hello, Alan, and hello, Mike. Good to see you. Hello, Midlake. Hope you all having a wonderful, well, it's noon, a little afternoon on the East Coast. I don't know where you guys are, but it's the quote-unquote lunchtime. And so Uncle Ron was not streaming midday after he got to sneak one in. 1-7 struck him. 1 down. So we had a walk and a strikeout so far. And here comes Carney Lansford. Lansford hitting 296, 3 homers and 21 driven. Nothing on the habit. 5-6, and that's another shot for King. He got 2 strikeouts going here now. Ball still has not been put into play by the Oakland A's. And that brings up Mr. Canseco, Mr. Juiced himself. Canseco hitting 277, home run 17 driven in. Again, nothing on the habit. 5-9, and that's going to be a trouble for King. 1-4 is a double, 5-20 is an 18. It's 2 stars. Polonia will take third. So Canseco, a 2-out base hit, puts the A's in prime position to take the lead. Canseco needs a 6 to get the lead. Hello, Joel. Does not get that 6, so he has to hold. And here comes Reggie Jackson, Mr. Hot Dog Jackson. Designated hitter in his final season in the big leagues. He is kind of struggling. 196, 5 homers, 15 driven in. He hit 220 real world. 1-8, and that's a strikeout. So King is going to strike out the side here in the first and take care of the A's, much to Tony La Russa's chagrin. All right. Here's Eric Plunk. Hey, Joel. Yeah, there's a couple guys. I know, well, we know that Mr. Guterman has been taking some time off from playing. He's got his belly cat and everything else. Turnover, I haven't seen him put out. He used to put out videos once in a pretty consistent basis, but I hope he's doing all right. I know Spokane Steve is faithful every 4:30 Eastern. He's out there putting out a strat game on his 66 replay, which is awesome. I like to see that. All right, so Eric Plunk is going to come in. He's 1-2. His ERA is 5.83. 29 innings pitched, 27 hits, 25 walks, and 27 strikeouts. And Pat Sheridan will lead off for the Tigers. He's hitting 2 homers, 6 driven in, and he hit 259 real world. 3-7, and that's a strikeout. So can't do much better if you're Plunk there than get a strikeout to start the game. Hello, Ernest. Good to see you. Yeah, I can imagine life can get away on this hobby. Got to do what you got to do. Here's Lou Whitaker. He's hitting 283, 8 homers, 22 driven in. 4-4. That's a ballpark single check. It's not very good. 1-2, but that is a 2. The double die comes up low again, and Whitaker takes advantage. 1-out single for Whitaker. To get the lead is a 4 or a 5. Plus, you get that +4 if he does get the lead. 2, he does not get the lead, so he's got a hold for Kirk Gibson. Gibson hitting 273, a homer and 3 runs batted in, 11 at bats. He got a late start. He was out most of the season. Coming back. Oh, we got hopping dice. Let's re-roll this again. My rule is all 4 dice have to stay in the tray and they have to be flat. 110, and that's a 1-3 double. 4-20 is a single 2 stars, and that's going to put runners on the corners for the Tigers. Difference is there's only 1 out here, whereas Oakland had 2 outs. So Gibson to get the lead, a 5 or a 6. Cannot get the lead. It'll bring up Trammell, one of the best hitters in the league. In fact, he's the league's leading hitter at 406 in the replay. Just ahead of Paul Molitor. He's hit 7 home runs, 18 driven in. Infield for the A's is playing back for the double play. Try to turn 2 and get out of this inning. But it's a ground ball shortstop B, so they can get the fielder's choice, but they can't turn the double play. And the run will score. Whitaker will score it, but Trammell hustled down the line to beat the relay and grab a 1-0 lead. You can say, well, how come he didn't play in? Well, if you look at Trammell's card, you got a plus sign right there at 2-7. You hit that, it's a single 2 stars. So you got to, play the percentages here and take your chances. Trammell to get the lead needs a 5. And you never know what the dice are going to be. I mean, if they come up your way, you look like a genius. If they don't come your way, you don't look like a genius. 7, not going to happen. So that brings up DH Matt Nopes. Nopes hitting 222, really struggling. 8 homers, 20 driven in. He had 289 real world. 5-8, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. But Detroit on the base hit from Alan Trammell takes a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. And coming up for the A's, it'll be a young rookie, Mark McGwire. Frank, is there a focus problem? Let me check my feed and see what's going on here. Whoops, hold on. Whoa, let's see if I can fix something here. Let's see. Yeah, something's going on with the focus here. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see if I can fix something with that. Looks good on the computer, but not on my phone. So I don't know if I need to fix something with autofocus or whatever. I'm going to try it and see what happens. It could very well be the internet being intermittent. That could be a problem as well. My internet provider, Xfinity, sometimes does not like to perform. So right now I'm looking a little fuzzy on my phone. It looks great on my computer, but the output's not so great on my phone for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is. It periodically goes back and forth between being fuzzy and being feed is kind of choppy. It's got to be the internet. Hopefully that will clear up here shortly. Unfortunately, I have no control over the internet. It is what it is. So, and I'm upstairs, but I got a booster right in the hallway, right, outside this door. That's supposed to be an internet booster. And so my internet on my computer is telling me I'm getting the full signal off my internet. So I don't know what the disconnect is from there to YouTube. I'm not sure. But on my own laptop, pull up my signal, is telling me that I have good signal strength. So I don't know. It says connected and secure and no problem. So I don't know why it's messing up like that. Hopefully it'll clear up throughout the game. We shall see. Don't like to put out something that's not that way. Now here's McGwire, 5-6, and that's another strikeout. So King has struck out. All 4 outs have come via strikeout. How about that? McGwire didn't get to his numbers, I don't think. He is hitting 273, 5 homers, 14 driven in. But he takes the K. And here is Tony Phillips. Phillips at second base, 262 average, 2 homers, 12 driven in. 210 for Phillips, and that's a ground ball to third. 2 down. I don't think it's my webcam because, like I said, on my computer, on my laptop, clear. But on my phone that I'm watching so I can see what you guys are seeing, it periodically looks clear and periodically looks fuzzy. So I'm not sure the genesis of all of that. Are we getting circles? I'm not getting circles. I'm not seeing any circles here, I don't think. Let me see if my hand comes up on here. or whether we're getting, yeah, in my hands, I'm not getting circles. All right, here's Mickey Tettleton. Tettleton on the replay. 196, 5 homers, 9 driven in. He only hit 194 real world, so he's right on his number. 211, and that's a ground ball to second plus a possible injury, so Tettleton might have to leave, and Steinbach might have to take over. 1-4, he's staying in the game. He's out of there, so Mickey Tettleton will have to leave, and Terry Steinbach will have to take over the catching responsibilities as Steinbach pulls something running to second base, and he's going to have to go. So Steinbach will take over as the catcher in the second inning. And Tettleton will go to the training room, see if they can figure out what's going on. Looking much better now. Okay, maybe it's just the internet feed or whatever was somehow hindered. I don't know how that could have happened, but I'm glad it's better, whatever the case may be. I don't understand all the technology. I just play the games and hope the technology works. I figure since I got the webcam, it's better than trying to record through my phone. I at least kind of figured that much out. Don't know how much better. I don't have a 4K. I mean, those things are a lot of money. So I have to be responsible with my funds. That's how I got to retire, by being responsible with my funds. I was able to save enough money to be able to retire. So that helps. All right, here's Darrell Evans. He's hitting 234, 6 homers, 15 driven in. 310, and that's a ballpark blast, and that's trouble. 1-14 to home run, but that's a 16. So just a deep fly to right for Evans, and Davis will haul it in at the track. Thought that was a goner, but the 16 came up bad for the Tigers. Here's Mike Heath. Heath is hitting 196, a homer and 4 driven in, so he's way under his average. He hit 281 real world, but he's only had 46 at bats, so take some of these numbers with a grain of salt. 6-7, ground ball second base X, and that is Phillips 4E21. 4-8, that's iffy. 4-8, he'll get to it with a G3 pound. So Phillips in E21 has to avoid 4, 13, and 17. I'm not worried about the 4. I'm not worried about the 17, but that 13 comes up an awful lot. Not this time, though. This time they got a 16, so it's good play for Phillips. He throws Heath out. 2 down for Billy Bean, not to be confused with the Moneyball Billy Bean. Totally different Billy Bean. And here is his average. He is hitting 314, no homers, 5 driven in. At least I think it's a different guy. I'm pretty sure it is. 1-8, and that's a 1-13 single, and that's going to be a base hit for Bean. He will not be held, will not try to go anywhere. And number 9 here, Tom Brookins is your batter. Brookins on the replay, hitting 257, 2 homers, 5 driven in. He hit 241 real world. 6-6, and that's a walk. So first walk issued by Plunk. And he's having some 2-out difficulties. And now flips the order over to Pat Sheridan. Sheridan, a strikeout victim his first time up. Thank you, Frank. Good to hear that. 1 chance of a wild pitch on Plunk. His wild pitch rating is an 11. And he will uncork one. So that'll put runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Now a base hit for 2 runs. That could come back to bite him. Don't want to walk Sheridan because you got Whitaker on the deck. So you're going to have to pitch to Sheridan. Plunk to Sheridan. 4-7 is a walk, and that's going to load the bases. That's not good if you're Plunk, because now you got to deal with Lou Whitaker with the bases loaded. And that's the second walk issued by Plunk. Nowhere to put Whitaker now. Bases are full. And Whitaker, who singled his first time up and scored, is ready to do some damage. 6-7. Ground ball, second base X. Again, we're going to Phillips, 421. So could be iffy. 4-16, he'll get to it. The E21, as we just seen, just has to avoid 4, 13, and 17. And he does, so it's a good play for Phillips, and the Tigers will leave him loaded. And one of these times where Lou Whitaker did not come through in a clutch situation. And at the end of 2, it's still 1-0 Tigers. It could have been a lot worse. King will be back out facing Alfredo Griffin, the number 9 hitter for the A's, shortstop. And on the replay, Griffin is hitting 261. No homers, 6 driven in. He hit 263 real world, so he's right on pace. 110 is a base hit. Single for Griffin. See if he has any designs on getting a lead. 2 through 10 will get him the lead, but I tell you that -3 is really sticking out like a sore thumb. It basically will be a 50-50 proposition because being a hell will make that a 10 when you go with the pitcher hold. So it'd be a 50-50 chance, but they're going to take it. We like to be aggressive on this channel. We're gonna go for it. And there's the lead. So now it's a 1-10 to steal second base. And he got caught. That's just the price you pay. Trammell puts on the tag, and Griffin is out of there. La Russa trying to get something started. Didn't work. But his offense hasn't done anything all day, so why not try something? King 1-3 to Polonia is a strikeout, and that is the 5th strikeout for King. A's must have holes in their bats. Here's Mike Davis. Oh, thank you for that information, Midlife. 1-5. It's a ballpark blast, though. It's 1-14, but that again, that's a 16. Second time we've gotten a high D20 on the ballpark blast, and it's just a deep fly to right, and that will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Tigers. I thought at first Tabby was going to join me, but then she changed her mind at the last minute. So I just let her do what she wants to do. She may come crying at the door in 20 minutes from now, but you never know. All right, here's Kirk Gibson. He singled his first time up. 2-9 and split chance. 1-4 is a single. That's a 7. So he's going to line it to Phillips. 1 away. 1 down for Trammell. He had the fielder's choice RBI when the A's went for the double play. Didn't get it. 4-2. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Plunk. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Mr. Noakes. Struck out his first chance. 6-5, another strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Plunk, and that's going to end the inning. At the end of 3, it's 1-0 Tigers. Thought we'd see more runs, but there's still 6 innings to go, so you never know. And I hope you all are having a wonderful afternoon if you're watching this live, and if you're watching it later on, whatever part of the day you're in, we hope you're having a good day. I used to love watching these games when I was on my lunch break, especially Uncle Ron used to be pretty standard with doing these on the computer. Don't see many cards and dice coming on this time of day, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Here's Lansford. 3-6. 1-6 is a home run, but that's a 20. It will still be a double for Carney Lansford. Lansford with the leadoff double. He will not be held at second base. And here's Jose Canseco. Canseco singled his first chance. 6-9. That's a fly to left, and that's 1 away. That will sit over to Hot Dog Jackson. Struck out his first opportunity. 4-7, and that's a ground ball second base X, so we know Lansford is going to at least take third base, if nothing else. Even if the ground out is good, he's at least going to get to third with it going to the right side. Whitaker's a 2E20. 2 and a 7, he'll get to that. And just exact, 2 and a 7 is a G2. E20, he's got to avoid 3 and 18. And he does. So it's just a ground ball. And just to be so you see it yourself, G2. It says right. And right says batter hit ball hit to first or second, batter is out, runner advances. So just so you think I'm not being crazy, making up stuff. It is a ground ball that Lansford will go to third on, but now there are 2 outs. And it's going to be up to Mr. McGuire. Struck out his first chance. 6-7, and he's going to strike out again. Strikeout number 6 for Eric King. And that's going to end it. They leave Lansford at third base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 1-0 Tigers. Maybe this day game after night game thing is affecting the somehow. I don't know. Due up for the Tigers, it'll be Evans, who just missed a home run on the ballpark blast last time. He's up there off. 3-9. That's a 1-12 double. That is a 12 right there on the number. So the leadoff double for Mr. Howdy Doody Evans. He will not be held, obviously. And here's Mike Heath. Plunk to Heath. 3-4, and that's a ballpark single check, but not a very good one. That's a 1. So that will end up being a ground ball to short. And the runner Evans will hold. One down, and Billy Bean back to the plate. Singled his first time up. 2-6, and that's a walk. So base on balls, and that is the third base on balls issued by Plunk. Does set up a double play at any base, except home, obviously, but potential double play here for Brookins would certainly help Plunk get out of the inning. 2-8, but it's not. It's a single 2 stars, and that will score Evans. Tigers take a 2-0 lead. Bean will take third on the RBI single from Tom Brookins on the 2-8. That double star there will get that RBI and also send Bean to third. So now the A's have a decision to make. Do they want to try for a double play, or do they want to play the infield in? Last time they played the double play chance, it produced a run on a fielder's choice. But if you hit the plus sign, that's a single 2 stars. So I think they're going to play the infield in this time. I think they're trying to learn their lesson from last time. Try to play the infield in. Brookins is not being held at first. 6-10 is a double to right field, so it doesn't really matter. It's a double by Sheridan. Brookins is a 13, not held is a 14. Right fielder Mike Davis, though, is a -2 arm, so they will hold Brookins at third base. RBI double off the bat of Pat Sheridan. And now the A's bullpen starting to stir down there. Left-handed action, Dave Leeper, a lefty, is loosening in their bullpen. Infield now is going to have to play in second and third, only 1 out, and Lou Whitaker the batter. .510, and that is a fly ball center field X. Poloni's a 3E9. He may get to it, but if he does, it's probably at least going to be a sacrifice fly. 3 and a 10 right on the numbers. Let's see, 3 and a 10, and Tabby has just entered the room. 3 and a 10 is an F2, so that will be a sacrifice fly. E9, he's got to avoid 3, 4, 14, and 17. And he does that, but at F2 says Runner on third scores. A runner on second could tag up and try to advance to third. That's a possibility. Sheridan runs well, so Sheridan may be looking to tag up and go to third base. We know for sure Brookins is going to score on the sac fly. But now, what about Sheridan? He runs at a 16. So the factor here on the F2 to move up, it says try to advance computed safe chances as running speed plus outfielder's arm. The max range is safe range is 1 to 19. So the outfielder arm is a 0. His run range is a 16. So 1 to 16, he will make third base. 17, 18, or 19, he holds. 20, he's out. So he will get to third base on that fly ball. So sacrifice fly off the bat of Whitaker. And the Tigers lead it now 4-0. Runner on third, 2 outs for Kirk Gibson. And now you wonder about Plunk. Looks like Tony La Russa is making that slow, steady plodding to the mound, and that's going to be it for Mr. Plunk. They will go their left-hander Dave Leeper out of the bullpen. So that's going to do it for Plunk. We're now moving to Dave Leeper, a left-hander. He is a -6 hold. Not that the steal is going to matter or anything this late in the game, probably, but it's still a factor. So we go to the bullpen for Mr. Leeper. And Leeper on the replay is 1-0, no saves, but an ERA of 0.82, 11 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So very, very effective. And he will be coming on. Plunk is going to go 4 2/3. Going to give up 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, but the Sheridan runner is his responsibility as well. He is going to walk 3, and he's going to strike out 4. But this is a 4 right now. It could turn to a 5 if Sheridan scores. So Leeper to Gibson, lefty on lefty matchup. 112 is a Lomax to second base, and that's going to end the inning. So we can close the book on Plunk there. 3 runs for the Tigers, and they take a 4-0 lead and hand that to Eric King. This will be the fatigue inning for King. He's the 5th inning, but he is enjoying a 4-run lead to work with. Phillips, the leadoff man. That's a 1-5, and he's going to ground it to Trammell short. 1 away. Yep, Tabby's in here. She's sitting on my computer case. She likes to sit on that because it's nice and soft. Tabby. There you go. Tabby. There we go. There you go. Hey, Colin, good to see you. I'm just petting Tabby. We're having a Tabby moment here. She wants some attention. Now that I'm here all the time, it's kind of a new experience to her to have somebody here all the time. So she gets a little nudgy. All right, that's enough for that. You've had your moment. Now it's time to do what you got to do. Go get your rest or whatever, or sit here if you want. It's up to you, Tabby. You can do what you want. Totally up to you. I do need to fix the setup here again so we can get it back to where it should be. So I need to reline things up here. Hopefully I can get it back to the way it was without too much difficulty. I think that's about right there. All right, so a minor inconvenience. And Terry Steinbach. Whoops. Terry Steinbach will be your hitter. 4-8. And that is another walk. And actually for King, that is only his second walk. He started the game off walking Polonia. But that's only the second walk of the game. And now Tabby has left the room, so I can... She's just sitting right outside on the steps, so... She just wanted her little bit of attention, I guess. I think she's okay now. And we're going to move on with Steinbach. Forgot to give his numbers because this is his first at bat since coming in for Tettleton. Steinbach was hitting .328. 2 homers, 4 driven in. He will not be held, obviously. Doesn't run well, plus they're down 4-0. So here's Alfredo Griffin. 2-8 for Griffin, and that's a fly to center. And Bean will put that away. 2 down. You never know when Tabby might go 6 live streams and never see her, and then all of a sudden she wants to pop up at the most inopportune times. But that's a cat for you. They have a mind of their own. 4-8, and that's another walk. That's a third walk. Second time for Polonia to draw the base on balls. King doesn't want to do that. One more base runner, and he'll hit fatigue. So here's Mike Davis. It would behoove King to get Davis. 2-8, but he does not. 1-17 is a double. 18-20 is that's a double 2 stars. And that'll put the A's on the board, and King is now tired. But we'll see if Sparky wants to continue with him or not. There are 2 outs, so they may try to get him out of the inning. I think with Lansford coming up, they're going to go ahead and try to get him through this inning. But the Tiger bullpen is active. No question about it. Tiger bullpen is maneuvering there. Jeff Robinson, a right-hander, is loosening in the bullpen. And he has a 3 for relief, so he can eat some innings for sure. But right now, King facing Lansford. Second and third, 2 outs clutch situation. Lansford in the clutch is completely neutral. I'm sorry, he gets 1 hit on 3-9. Everything else is completely neutral. That's a 5-12, and it's a ground ball shortstop X. All Trammell has to do is make the play, and he's out of the inning. He's a 1, so you know he's going to get to it. It's just the E21. E21 and a 9 should be okay, I would think. Oop, wrong sheet. Let's get the shortstop out here. E21. There's no 9, so it's a good play. Doesn't matter if it's G1, 2, or 3. It's a ground out because it's the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it for King. He's going to go 5 innings, and he will qualify for the win. But we will have Jeff Robinson going forward. He will be the new pitcher for the Tigers. So Lansford grounds out to short. And we'll get the numbers on, the complete numbers on King from the computer, so I don't have to add up myself. 4 hits and a run, which was earned. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. All right, so Robinson will be the new pitcher in the top of the 6th. Right now it's Leaper. He only faced 1 batter, Gibson. Now he's going to come out and start the bottom of the 5th against Trammell, Noakes, and Evans. So 2 more lefties coming up after Trammell. So Leaper trying to do his best to do that lefty specialist thing. 4-6, but against a righty, he's going to give up a single to Trammell. But Trammell is aboard. A 5 gets him the lead. Does not get the lead, so he will hold. Here's Matt Noakes. 111, and that's a ground ball to first base A for it, plus an injury. So that's going to be a 3-6-3 double play turned by the A's, and now Matt Noakes may have to lead this game. He is the DH, so pretty much the Tigers can use anybody they want if they have to. and they will. So Noakes will have to leave, and the Tigers will go to their bench. Available players on the bench for the Tigers include Chet Lemon, Dave Bergman, Johnny Grubb, Darnell Coles, Terry Harper, and Larry Herndon. So we have to figure out who they want to use as the DH in place of Noakes, because Noakes is now out of there. So we need a new DH, and it looks like they are looking at, wow, who's the best guy to use here? They're going to go to Johnny Grubb. So Johnny Grubb will be the new DH going forward in the 6th inning. So Grubb will be your DH. But in the meantime, it is a 3-6-3 double play. Pretty much thwarts any rally that the Tigers might have had going on. Here's Darrell Evans, another lefty-on-lefty matchup. 3-5, and he's going to draw a walk. 2-out walk to Evans. Keeps the inning going for Mike Heath. Leaper trying to get Heath and get out of the inning. 1-6, and he does on a ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. Not sure if Leaper's coming back out or not. That'll be a decision LaRussa will have to make shortly. But right now, we need to go into the Tiger lineup and put somebody else at DH, and that somebody else is John Grubb. All right, and also new pitcher time. Jeff Robinson, right-hander. On the replay, Robinson is 2-0 with no saves, a 2.86 earned run average, 22 innings pitched, 20 hits, 7 walks, and 16 strikeouts. So Robinson will be facing Carney Lansford, Jose Canseco, and Reggie Jackson, heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 hitters, here in the 6th inning of a 4-1 ball game. So Oakland not out of it by any stretch. That's a 4-6, and that's going to be a walk. Leadoff walk to start the inning to Lansford. He can get the jump on a 2 through 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 gets him the lead. 5, he gets the lead, so he will go. 18 being held as a 16. -3 is a 13. So 1-13, and Lansford will steal it. 1-13. I'm sorry, it's Canseco, not Lansford. What was it? I moved his card. Not bad. That should have been Canseco, not Lansford. Lansford made the last out of the last inning. So hold on. Hold the phone. I'm going to redo the hold at bat because that just didn't make any sense there. I had the wrong guy up there. I didn't move the cards after the inning was over like I should have. So we're going to reboot here, and Jeff Robinson's going to face Canseco to start the inning. A redo, so it's a mulligan if you're a golfer. We're taking a mulligan. 5-7 is a single, so it's the same situation. He ends up on base either way. But now Canseco has not, oddly enough, Canseco has no stolen bases on the season, but he's certainly going to try one right here. You got to try it. 1-19. He has a hard time getting the lead. That's the thing. He needs a 6 to get a lead. He just can't get the lead. That's the problem. Just can't get the lead. And in real world, let's see what Canseco did real world in 87. May not have stolen that many bases. He stole 15, got caught 3. So he was 1 year away from 40-40. So now we got Reggie Jackson at the plate. 3-4, and that's a ground ball first base B. So the fielder's choice 3-6 eliminates Canseco and puts Jackson as the runner at first base. Of course, he will not be held. And that will flip it over to Mark McGwire. Nothing on the havoc. 1-9, and that's a 1-7 triple. Anything else is a single. That's a 4 to be a triple for Mark McGwire. Don't think of him as hitting many triples, but he did right here. It's on his card. Didn't come off the pitcher. He came off his own card. He hit 4 triples in 1987, so Obviously not a rare feat for Mr. McGuire, but he triples here. And now it's a 4-2 game. 1 out runner at third. Boy, do you dare play the infield in? You could really give a big inning doing that. So they're going to play the infield back. They still have a 2-run lead. That's a 1. So Robinson's wild pitch rating, not on his card, but it is on the computer. His wild pitch rating is a 6. Whoops. It's a 5. He's going to wild pitch the run in anyway, so it doesn't matter. That makes that decision a moot point. So he's going to wild pitch in the run to make it a 4-3 game. So Robinson having some issues. Now 4-3, and the Tiger bullpen starting to stir again. Nate Snell, a right-hander, is loosening. 3-6 is a walk. So Robinson having all kinds of issues. Sparky won't put up with this much longer. Phillips, 2 through 6, 2 or a 6, 7, 8 to get the lead, but a 10 he's out automatically. It's a 7, he does not get the lead. Oh, he does get the lead. 6 through 8. That's right. So he does get the lead. He's a 15. But again, the -3 there makes him a 1-10 after being the -2 for being held as a 13. Then the -3 is a 10. 1-10. And he's in there. Stolen base. Stolen base for Phillips. Gets him in scoring position. He is the tying run now. And there's only 1 out. And Terry Steinbach, your batter. 2 is a chance for a balk or pass ball. That's a chance of a pass ball on Mike Heath. His pass ball rating is a 5. That's a pass ball. So we got a stolen base and now a pass ball. Is going to put the tying run at third base. So Tigers kind of falling apart here. They're now going to have to play the infield in for Terry Steinbach. The infield is going to have to come in. And actually, Sparky has seen enough. He's going to pull Jeff Robinson. They're going to Nate Snell. So Nate Snell is going to get the call to see if he can get out of the jam. So Robinson will leave, and Snell is your new pitcher. Robinson is going to give up 2 hits and a walk. No strikeouts. He has pitched just a third of an inning. Giving up 2 runs, but the runner on third is his responsibility as well. So Steinbach facing Snell. Infield is in with 1 out. And we'll get the numbers on Snell for the Tigers. Snell enters this game in the replay. He is 0-1 with no saves. A 7.94 earned run average, 11 innings pitched, 15 hits, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So it's Snell's job to keep that runner third base. Infield is in. 6-7, and it's a strikeout. So it's a huge one for Nate Snell. Gets the strikeout. Now 1 out away from getting out of this thing, and the infield can go back to normal. In case you're curious, 6-7 on Robinson would have been ground ball second base X, so you never know how that would have turned out. But here's Alfredo Griffin now. 2 outs, runner at third, infield back to normal. 5-10, switch hitter batting left is a ballpark single check, but it's not a good one. Only a 1-2, and that's an 8. So it's fly ball to right, and that's going to end the inning. So Snell does a job for sure. Keeps his team in the lead. Stellar work from Nate Snell. And now we go to the bottom of the 6th. And it will be Leaper's going to stay in there to face some of these left-handers. At least one left-hander, Bean. But Bean actually is going to be replaced. They're going to pull Bean. Bean will be pulled. I normally don't make changes until the 7th inning, but when the teams make pitching changes, that overrides that philosophy. Because this is what I'm thinking that's what the teams would normally do. So Chet Lemon's going to come over and pinch hit and take over in center field for Bean. That just seems to make the logical sense. He's going to pinch hit here in the 6th and play center field in the 7th. So Chet Lemon And Lemon is a 2 -1 E4. Lemon. So Lemon will take over as the pinch hitter. We'll get his numbers on the replay. And Lemon, come on. Lemon on the replay is hitting 205, no homers, 7 driven in. Hit 277 in real world. 4-4, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-3. That's a 17. It'll be a triple for Chet Lemon. How about that? A pinch hit triple for Chet Lemon. Pinch hit triple, Chet Lemon. Had we left Bean in the game, it would have been an in-home run chance, but Bean has weak power against lefties, so it would have been a single. But instead, now we get a triple for Chet Lemon, a pinch hit triple for Chet Lemon. And that'll bring up Brookins. Infield's going to have to come in. Brookins is 1 for 1. 3-8, and it's ground ball shortstop A with the infield in. The runners are going to have to hold. So Lemon has to hold at third. Cannot go anywhere. 1 down, and here's Sheridan, right fielder. .510, and that's a walk. So Sheridan draws the base on balls. Now Dave Leeper is tired after that walk. But Whitaker is up. It's lefty on lefty, so they're going to let Leeper go one more batter at least. Although the bullpen for the A's is active. In the A's bullpen, they do have Jay Howell loosening under pen. So Jay Howell loosening, but they're going to give Leeper one more chance with Whitaker. Sheridan could try to get a lead, but Leeper's a -5, so they're just going to, with the runner on third already, they don't want to run themselves out of an inning, so they will just let Whitaker swing away. And Whitaker, the A's are playing in. They're going to play in. They don't trust the double play. They're going to play in. 6-10 is a catcher X. Steinbach as a catcher. Steinbach is a 3 with an E7. 3 and an E7 on a catcher X. 3 and an E7. So right here in this 3 column. He needs a big number. Doesn't get it, gets a 7. 3 and a 7 is a P/P. And he is an E7. Got to avoid 3, 15, 16, and 18. He does that, but it's a P/P. So P/P says with runners on base. All right, so we're using this extra rule. I like to use this advanced rule where the pass ball only occurs if the wild pitch rating falls on the pitcher. So we're checking the wild pitch rating of Leeper. And Leeper's wild pitch rating on the computer, because it's not on his card, is an 11. So 1 to 11, we got a pass ball. And we do. So it's still going to be a pass ball. And that will score the run. Pass ball. And also move Sheridan to second base. But it gives the Tigers an insurance run. And Leeper trying to get out of it. Facing Whitaker. 6-6, and that's a strikeout. It's a big one. 2 down for Gibson. Now, first base is open, but you got Trammell right behind him, so I don't think you want to walk him to get to the league's leading hitter. So they're going to let Leeper get one more shot at Gibson, lefty on lefty, even though he is fatigued, trying to avoid those dots. 3-10, and that's a strikeout. So Leeper comes back and strikes out the last 2, but the pass ball produces a run. And at the end of 6, Tigers now lead at 5-3. Chet Lemon stay in the game to play center field. Close the book on Leaper. Get Leaper's numbers before we move any further, just to clean up things. 2 1/3 for Leaper. He's going to give up 2 hits and a run, which was not earned. The pass ball makes an unearned run. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And Howell will be coming in to pitch the 7th. But right now it is Nate Snell time here in the top of the 7th, as he got out of the jam last inning in a big way. And now he's got to deal with the top of the order, Polonia, Davis, and Lansford for the A's. 5-3 ball game, top of the 7th we go. And Polonia is your batter. He's walked twice and he struck out. 111, and he's going to hit a ballpark single check, but again, only a 1-2, so that's a ground ball right back to Snell. If you're wondering why I didn't call that a line out to second, I'm trying to divvy up these out distributions a little bit better. I don't want to have a second baseman have 600 putouts in a replay because all these line out to second. So if I find a result that does not change the base running situations, I go with the original result on the card. That's why I'm doing that. Had there been a runner like at third or something, I would, or runners on base or whatever, I would have gone with the line out to second. But when I can, I try to divvy it up a little bit. Here is Mike Davis, 5-6, and that's a walk. So Davis draws the free pass. Tying run now at the plate. Snell is at -2, so it's a -4 total. Davis can get the lead on a 2 through 5, so they're going to try it. Does not get the lead, so it's Carney Lansford time. 3-11 for Lansford. It's a ballpark blast. It's a 1-2-11, and that's gone. Carney Lansford just tied this ball game. 3-11 is a ballpark blast. Don't know if it fits on here, but 3-11 is a ballpark blast for Carney Lansford. All right, Ernest, see you around. Ballpark blast, Carney Lansford, and it's a 1-2-11, and that's a 3, so that's gone. Carney Lansford has tied this game. That's his home run number 4 on the season. RBIs 22 and 23. But now we have a tie ball game. Takes the win away from King, takes the loss away from Plunk. And now the bullpens are pitchers of record. We are tied at 5 apiece. And here's Jose Canseco. (1-9), and that's a single to center field. So Snell having some issues. He may need to be relieved very shortly. Canseco looking to get a lead, needs a 6. Has not had a stolen base all year. He needs one, but he just can't get that 6. But that's a 1, which means he could be picked off. His safe range is an 11. A 1-11 he gets back. 12 or higher, he's picked off. He gets back safely, but cannot establish a lead anymore. And now here's Reggie Jackson. 2-10 for Reggie, and that's a ballpark blast. 1-14, and that's gone. So Reggie, back-to-back home runs in this inning. Nate Snell is getting imploded. 2-10, ballpark blast. That's an 8. Ballpark is a 14. So home run for Mr. Hot Dog Jackson. A 2-run shot, and the A's take a 7-5 lead, and that's going to be all for Mr. Snell. For Jackson, that's his 6th home run of the season. RBIs 15 and 16. And the A's lead it 7-5. Still only 1 out. And Sparky going to the mound. Snell did so well in the 6th, but he's having trouble here in the 7th. He will have to leave. Tigers going back to the bullpen. We'll go to, let's see who they've got. I've only got them from Mark Thurman being available, but maybe there's somebody else that I'm missing here. Now that's it. Mark Thurman's the last guy. He's the last line of defense. Everybody else is a starter. You have to pull the starter to be able to use somebody else. So Thurman's got to carry the load the rest of the way. Left-hander Mark Thurman. Get the numbers on Thurman. Thurman is 2-2 with 3 saves, 5.94 earned run average, 17 innings pitched, 25 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Casey McGuire, 5-4. That's an in-home run chance 1-5, but that's an 18, so it'll be a double for McGuire. And all of a sudden, the A's have come to life here in the 7th inning and are laying waste to Tiger pitching. Here's Phillips. 2-3 is a ground ball shortstop B. McGuire will just hold there at second base. 2 down for Terry Steinbach. "5-9, and it's a ground ball to second. That'll end the inning, finally. But Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning for the Oakland A's on 2 two-run homers. One by Carney Lansford and one by Reggie Jackson. And just like that, A's take a 7-5 lead into the bottom of the 7th with new pitcher Jay Howell coming on in relief. Do the numbers on Snell and get rid of him. They were ugly. Nate Snell went 1 inning total, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. So not good at all. Actually, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. The 2 was the home runs he allowed, so fix that. He only had 1 strikeout. On the Strat computer, the number 2 there represented 2 home runs he gave up. So let's fix that real quick if I can. A little messy here. But that's it. Snell has been recorded and done. So we go into the bottom of the 7th with the score. A's 7, Tigers 5. And of course, 7th inning stretch means take me out to the ball game. So after all these runs and that long inning, I'm probably going to need a stretch. So if you want to stretch with me, feel free. Or take me out to the ball game. All right, that is your 7th inning stretch. We are back here in the bottom of the 7th. Oakland A's will bring in their new pitcher, Jay Howell. He splits with Eckersley like a dual closer, but Howell's the most rested. Howell in replay 1-1 with 6 saves, a 1.26 earned run average, 14 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 walks, and 11 strikeouts. It'll be Trammell, followed by Grubb and Evans, because Grubb is now the new DH after Noakes got injured. Got to write that in there. So it'll be Grubb, it'll be Trammell, Grubb, and Evans. 3 lefties, but the A's don't have any more lefty relievers. They used Leaper. He was the only lefty they had. So we move on. Howell, 1-7 to Trammell is a 1-4 double, 5-20 is a single. So that's a base hit for Trammell. Continues his hot hitting. And now, to get the lead, he needs a 5. And he gets the 5, so he gets the lead, 1-19. Biedenhell's a 17. Howell's a 0 hold, so that's and Steinbach is, I believe, a 0 arm. Yep, so he's a 0. So 1-17, he steals it. And it's an 18. How do you like that? Steinbach threw him out on a 1-17, and he gets thrown out by Steinbach. What a play by Steinbach. Didn't see that one coming. I don't think Sparky did either, but it happened. Here's Johnny Grubb, the DH, the new DH. He's hitting a .190. No homers, 4 driven in, and 42 at bats. It's a 1-6, and he's going to draw a walk. So Grubb is on. He obviously will not try to steal or anything. And Darrell Evans, the batter. Nothing on the habit. 5-12 lefty, and that's ground ball shortstop X. That is Griffin. He's a 2E29. Possible double play. 2-13, I believe, will be a G1. Check it out. 2-13 is a G1, so it's possible double play. He's an E29. He's got to avoid 11, 3, 17, and 18. I'll tell you what, that 11 is the one that sticks out like a sore thumb. That could very well come up. Does not. 13, he'll be okay. So it will be a double play. 6-4-3, double play, ends the inning. Pitcher's best friend. And we go to the 8th. It's still 7-5 A's. And Thurman back out. Due up for the A's, it'll be Steinbach. He made that nice. I'm sorry, it will be Griffin. Steinbach made the last out last inning. It'll be Alfredo Griffin, followed by Polonia and Davis. 5-11, switch hitter being right-handed is a ballpark single, but it's only 1, and so that's going to be a line out to short. 1 down. Flip the order over to Polonia. 5-5 left-handed is a 1-18 double. So how about that? Polonia against the lefty will get the double. He will be held at second base because he runs well. And here's Mike Davis. Not going to take him out. He's a very good defender, despite being left-handed. 4-9, and that is a split chance. 1-3 is a single. That's a 1. The double die comes up as a 1. So it will be a single 1 star. It's going to put runners at the corners with only 1 out. Davis with the chance to get the lead on a 2-5. Does not get the lead. He will hold. Here's Lansford. He hit the big 2-run homer his last time up that really, it tied the game and really put the A's back in business. That was off of Snell. Thurman tried to avoid that same fate. 5-8. Infield playing for the double play, by the way. 5-8 is a walk, so it doesn't matter. It's going to load the bases. For Canseco. Showing Thurman as being tired, but, man, he's got to pitch the rest of the game. They don't have any other pitchers, so they don't have any choice. They were limited in their bullpen unless I pull a starter out. Infield is, let's see, for Canseco, the infield is back for the double play. He's got a couple ground ball A's on his card. Don't see a whole lot of ground ball B's. Does have 1+. I I think you got to play the infield back for the double play. 3-6, and it doesn't matter. That's a grand salami for Jose Canseco. Look at that. Clean as a baby's butt. 3-6, and that solid home run right there. No question about it. Jose Canseco, juice and all, just hit a grand salami, his 8th home run of the season. RBIs 18, 19, 20, and 21. And they have just blown this thing wide open. Grand salami for Canseco. That's the coup de grace on the Tigers right here. Tigers went from a 4-0 lead, and their bullpen just imploded. Where is Guillermo Hernandez when you need him? So grand slam for Canseco. If it gets bad enough, they'll use a position player to pitch the 9th. It might come to that. Here's Reggie. 2-8, and that's a 1-15 double, but he got a 20, so it's a bad break there for him. He flew to right. Good break for the Tigers. 2 down for McGuire. It's now 11-5. 2-5 against the left-hander is a strikeout to end the inning. That's going to do it for Thurman. Another 4-score inning for the Oakland A's on that grand salami by Canseco. And the lead is now 11-5. Close the book on Thurman. Get his numbers on the game, which again were not pretty. None of the Tiger bullpen arms had good outings. Thurman goes an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk and a strikeout. And probably if the Tigers don't score any runs this inning, we'll probably have a position player come in and pitch just to get through that 9th inning. Let's see who they might want to turn to. I don't know if they had anybody in real world that did that or not. Yes, Bob. We're out of bullpen pitchers. Let me see if anybody on the bench for the Tigers has any pitching prowess in 1987. I'd probably not, but never hurts to look, I don't guess. I don't think there's anybody there. I'll have to pick somebody. Maybe Darnell Coles might be a potential. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. But it's 11-3 ball game. It's definitely not pretty. And Mike Heath, the long ball has been flying out of Tiger Stadium from the A's in this entire game. Mike Heath will step to the plate against Howell. That's a 5-5, and that's going to be a walk. I don't think La Russa likes having his relief pitchers walk guys with a 13-5 lead. Obviously not being held, not going anywhere. Here's Chet Lemon. 6-5, and that's a strikeout. He's not tired. The dot does not affect him in any way. He's not tired on that 6-5. It's a dot there, but he's not tired. So we have a walk and a strikeout. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you. We have a walk and a strikeout to start this bottom of the 8th. Thought it might be a blowout where the Tigers win, but it looks like it's the other way around, obviously. 8 unanswered runs by the A's. Here's Brookins. 3-7 for Brookins. He strikes out. That's out number 2. So Brookins is out of there, and here's Pat Sheridan. 3-8, and that's a fly to center. That's going to end the inning. So Howell will come back, and he can actually get a save by going 3 innings. So they're going to try to do that for him. And the Tigers will use a position player to pitch. And it will be Darnell Coles who will come in and pitch. That's what you do in an 11-3 game when you're out of relief pitchers. So Darnell Coles Obviously, his first pitching performance of the season. Hopefully, his only pitching performance of the season. And when we go to position player to pitch, go right to the back of the rule book. Right here, position player to pitch. Right here. So that's what we're going with. The A's will go to a pinch hitter for Tony Phillips, and they will bring in Mike Gallego, a little bit better defender, plus give him an at-bat just because. So Gallego. So first of all, it's going to be Coles, the pitcher. Gallego will pinch hit for Phillips here in the ninth, and then stay in the game, play second base in the ninth. So we have the position player card pitcher and Mike Gallego. Gallego on the replay. He is hitting a .130 in 23 at bats. No homers, a run driven in. He's 250 real world. 5-8. We're under the pitcher, and it's a pop out to third. So how about that? Coles gets Gallego to pop out to Brookins for out number one. And here's Terry Steinbach. Can't not replace him because they have no other catcher. He already came in for the injured Tettleton. Here's Steinbach. It's 2-7 for Steinbach. Struck him out. So how about that? Coles must have put something past. Coles must have threw a funky pitch or something and struck him out. Here's Alfredo Griffin. 3-8 for Griffin. 1-9 is a single. That's a 5. It'll be a base hit for Griffin. Of course, they're not going to try to run or anything. And that'll bring up Polonia. Oh, nothing on the Havoc. 4-6, and that's a walk. That'll keep the inning going, which can happen when you have position players pitching. Anything's liable to happen. And that'll take it to Mike Davis, first and second, 2 outs. A so-called clutch situation. I don't think there's anything clutch about this. .110, and that is a, look at that. That's a single. Would have been a single, but it's anti-clutch. So by the letter of the law, it is a clutch situation. So that turns into an out. Going to pop it up to second, and that's going to end the inning. And Coles will pitch 1 inning, give up a hit, nothing else, and a walk, and a strikeout. How about that? So that saves the Tigers from having to use a starting pitcher out of order and screw things up. I got these Strat cards years ago. I think I got them from Moonlight Graham, actually. I don't think I got them from Strat. I think I got them from Moonlight Graham. It's been a long time, so I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm thinking that's where they came from. Yes, they have an injury system, Sin. And so I'm doing as played. If it comes up as an injury, I use it for a game injury only, not for season injury, just for game injury because I'm doing as played. But if a guy gets injured, like Tettleton got injured in the second inning, I took him out and put in Steinbach. When the DH Noakes got injured, I took him out and put Grubb in. But they're both available to play the next day. It's just a one-game injury thing. Yes, you are correct, Bob. He is the leading ERA guy, but he doesn't have enough innings to qualify, so that won't quite cut it. But yeah, that's the thought is definitely there. All right, something's a little bit amiss on my computer here, so let me go back and I must not have updated something correctly on the computer. So let me go back to the very beginning of the inning and reconstruct. Because Steinbach, well, first of all, Gallego pinch hit. Make sure I've got that in there correctly before I do anything else. Make sure it shows his pinch hitter. It does. He popped out. That's good. Okay, so it had that. Steinbach struck out. Griffin singled. Polonia walked. And then Davis popped to second. Now we're up to speed. Okay, and now Gallego takes over at second base for Phillips. All right, so Howell will be facing Whitaker, Gibson, and Trammell, heart of the order, but it is an 11-3 game. I'm sorry, 11-5 game. 2-8 for Whitaker, and he's going to draw a walk. Howell will be on the verge of fatigue here very shortly. Down 11-5, they're not going to run. They're not going to hold him on. They're not going to do anything. Here's Kirk Gibson. 3-7, and that's a walk. So Howell may not be able to finish this game and get that cheap save after all. Although the computer says he's not tired yet, so we'll let him keep going. Here's Trammell. 2-5, and that is a walk. 3 straight walks for Jay Howell. Don't know what's gotten into him, but he has walked the bases loaded, and now he is tired. So Dennis Eckersley is loosening in the bullpen. But they're going to give Howell a chance to pitch his way out of it. Got a 6-run cushion, so you can afford to be a little lenient. But Eckersley, who didn't think he'd be up right now, is loosening. Infield is naturally back. They need outs. 4-9 is another walk. So Jay Howell's going to walk 4 in a row. Walking in a run to make it 11-6. And now it's starting to get borderline serious. 1 long ball, it's a 1-run game. So I think Tony La Russa has seen enough of Howell. All those walks. And they are not going to mess around. They're going to bring in Eckersley. Try to close the deal. Howell pitched so well for the other 2 innings, but boy, he just ran into a buzzsaw here in the 9th for whatever reason. I don't know why. First 2 innings were just fine. But now Howell will leave and Eckersley will enter. We'll get the numbers on Eckersley on the replay. He is 3-2 with 5 saves, 3.10 earned run average, 20 innings pitched, 16 hits, 5 walks, and 17 strikeouts. And by the letter of the rule, I believe it's a save situation. Scores 11-6, but the bases are loaded, makes it 11-9. The batter's 11-10. On deck would be the tying run. So the tying run is on deck. So technically, even though it's a stupid rule, by the letter of the rule, it is a save situation. So Eckersley facing Evans. Bases loaded, 11-6 your score right now. 1 long ball by Evans. It gets very interesting. 110, that's a fly to right field. B, question mark. So a possible sacrifice fly. Gibson is your runner. He's a 17. Left fielder Arm Canseco is a -2, is a 15. But I tell you what, down by, if you can make an out at the plate, you're really, you know, you just don't do that. So you can't, I mean, his run doesn't matter. You just don't take that chance. Even though it's a good chance to score, I just don't see it doing that. If you make an out at the plate for a double play, boy, you just might as well go into the stands and hide. All right, here's Heath. Heath is the catcher. Noakes was the DH, so I don't think they have anybody else that could catch, so I'm pretty sure they're going to have to let Heath hit here. They have no other catchers on the roster unless they go to emergency catcher, but I think we're going to have Heath swing away. Eckersley to Heath. 4-9, and that is a I'm sorry, it's 5-9. 4-9 is a strikeout still for Eckersley. 2 down. Last chance is Chet Lemon. If they wanted to pinch hit for Lemon, on the bench for the Tigers still left, they have Bergman, Herndon, and Harper. Bergman is a 273 hitter in the season. Lemon's 277. Herndon is 324. Harper is 203. Could go with Herndon. Lemon on the, since he come into the game, Lemon did triple, but he also struck out. So, boy, it's a tough call. Lemon has the power for sure. They're going to go ahead and stick with Lemon against Eckersley. 2 outs. That's a 2, so a chance of a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at a balk rating on Eckersley. According to the computer, Eckersley's balk rating is a 0, so no balks. Wild pitch of 2, balk of 0, so no balks. So Eckersley to Lemon, 2-8, and that's a ground ball to short. It's going to end the ball game. The run does come in. It's charged to Howell, but Eckersley gets the save. How about that? Didn't think we'd see Eckersley in this game, but sure did. There is your ball game. The A's win it 11-6. For the A's, 11 runs, 14 hits, and no errors. For the Tigers, 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. And we'll go to the box score to get the rest of the totals. Tigers left 11 on. The A's left 9 on. Winning pitcher, Dave Leeper. He's now 2-0 in relief. Final numbers on Howell. He went 2+. He gave up 1 hit and 1 run, but it walked 4. I'm sorry, he walked 6. Take that back. He walked 2 the previous, and he walked 6. Is that right? Can he really walk 6? Yeah, he sure did. He walked 1 here, 1 here, and then 4 there. He did walk 6. Absolutely, he walked 6. Let's fix that, make it a little neater. He did walk 6, no question about it. 6 walks in 2+ innings. That's pretty bad. A's pitching ended up walking 11 batters. How about that? Howell struck out 2. Eckersley 1 inning pitch, gave up nothing with a strikeout. And Eckersley earns save number 6. The loss goes to Nate Snell. He's now 0-2. He takes the loss. Player of the game, Jose Canseco, 4 for 5. I don't think there's any question he's the player of the game. 4 for 5, 3 singles and the grand slam home run that really put it away in the 8th inning. So I don't think there's a whole lot of debate. Jose Canseco is your player of the game. A's win it, improved to 19-11, increased their lead in the American League West. Tigers dropped to an even 500 at 14-14. So went long because of all the runs and whatnot. You have 17 runs going and 23 hits, and then you also have 11 walks here and 7 more over here. You had 18 walks in the game, so that certainly, and all these pitching changes. So that definitely, I remember back here it was 1-0. I said I was expecting more runs, and boy, did we get it. So Jose Canseco is your player of the game for the Oakland A's as they win it. Next game on the May 9th block. There's only 2 games remaining on May 9th. The next one on the video will be Seattle at Milwaukee. And that will be Mike Morgan against Juan Nieves. And then the final game on May 9th will be in Texas. Toronto at Texas. Dave Steve against Ed Correa. Those are the final 2 games on May the 9th. But from here, from Detroit, Oakland comes back down 4-1, down 4-0 after 4 innings, and wins it 11-6. Thank you all for spending part of your Tuesday afternoon with me. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic. I know the video quality is a little fuzzy there in the beginning, but I think the internet was giving me trouble. Hopefully the rest of it came through okay. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.